Alrighty. Hello, hello. Hey. Got a couple things to go over today before we hop into the multiplayer stuff. Some like random shit with chaos physics. One of them being when we like close out of the play-in editor, it actually causes like a crash to happen. So I really want to like track that down and see why and like what is causing that. I wonder if I can recreate it. I think it's the second round. So after we reset the geometry. Okay, do that. Next round starts. Excuse me. So what happens is when we destroy this for I think the second time, it might actually happen on the first time too. I didn't try that out. But when we destroy this and we like close the editor, sometimes it actually just causes a crash. And I think it's something along the lines of like trying to remove object or something like that. We'll see in a second here. I just want to see if I can get it to do it again, because I did this a bunch, no problems at all. And then I came back today, just kind of prepping for the stream and just putting together everything that we're going to do. And then I spent like the past like couple hours just trying to debug this a bit to get a better understanding of why it's happening. I think another thing that causes it actually is we have debris. No, it didn't do it that time. See, this is the stuff that like causes problems. Oh no, hold on. I think we got it. Yeah. It has to do with collision for sure. That's what this is right here. This is such a weird problem. As soon as we enable physics again, that issue comes up. This is actually like kind of similar to the problem that I spent the past couple days like tracking down, which is why I wasn't streaming. So what this is basically telling me is that if there's anything within the vicinity of this actor, I have to clear it before I spawn this in, or else it's going to cause that problem. I might have to like create an actor that does bookkeeping for us. Oh, I just heard a knock. Something just needs to clear up all the debris on the end of a round. And I mean, I made like custom geometry collection components to try to like fix this myself. And it looks like it was pretty close, but I didn't consider the fact that the other like spells that I have would interact with it like this. I actually want to see that one ability that we have for the wall. What does it set its collision to be after it actually breaks? So it ignores all channels except ground, and it also blocks world dynamic. We also have to set this to be destructible. I think that should be it. Yeah. We're just going to ignore that. That's all the gameplay ability tags that were used in previous versions that we removed. And I think I just need to go into the files which are currently trying to use them and fix it. Shit, live coding took that long. What the fuck? What? What the fuck happened to our let's close this. Do not save that. And recompile. Why did it just delete our geometry collection components? See, this is the one problem with live coding as well. Is like that kind of shit would happen sometimes. And you basically would just have to remake the component with a different name. But I've only had that happen maybe like 2 or 3 times, possibly. See, now they're back. Okay. Yeah, just live coding things. There's so many like quality of life things that I want to really fix, but I'm so gung-ho on like finishing this map up first that I'm just not going to touch them until this is complete. Because we're so goddamn close. Alright, that's all well and good. Resets. Okay, now this is where the problem comes in. If we blow that up, right? What should happen now is let's check and make sure that this collision on this is set properly. It's destructible. It ignores everything besides world dynamic and ground. This has no collision currently. Ah, but its object type is destructible. I don't think we change it back until we enable collision again, eh? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that's what's causing the problem. It's literally the collision that's causing an issue. That's why every time we're trying to remake that geometry collection, it's freaking the hell out. Oh, also I gotta fix this bug too. I think I said that last night when I was working on it. No crash. Okay. For these wall pieces, before I forget, I'm gonna go in and make sure that those get deleted after, you know, like 5 seconds or whatever being on the ground, because those things can add up and be pretty costly. Blueprints, ability system, druid spells. Go into the actual spell models itself. Open up the wall. Let's fix this. So one other thing that I was working on is with like the earthbending abilities and shit. Damage gets scaled by essence, which is essentially like ability power in League. Earthbenders, maybe I shouldn't call them that. Art with Brenda. Hey, doing well, how are you? Earthbenders won't have like a damage scale on some of their abilities. They'll actually have a size increase of their abilities themselves. So like when they're manipulating the ground and everything, the walls will be bigger. I haven't really tested that out to see if it's actually balanced or not, but it'll work out. Okay. This is what we want here. Remove on sleep. Yeah. I mean, shit, we could actually bump this up to like 40. Doesn't really matter. Probably same with this, actually. Where am I from? United States. Nice, you're from Florida. You know what's funny? I probably have like maybe 1 or 2 bots from time to time come in and ask the same exact questions. Wonder if it's like the same person behind each one. Yeah, this is actually throwing me off track. Oh yeah, I wanted to mess with the removal. Set this to be like 45 or something. 40. Okay. No, but don't worry, I'm not a bot. You can ask me any questions. What's the meaning of life? Alright, I'm gonna test that wall out too. I think next month, what I'm gonna focus on in May is, well, first combat, second quality of life shit. Mainly focused on some parts of the UI. Do these go away? Yes, they do. I think I need to change the randomness of that though. And also, where the hell are all my geometry collections going? I will not answer you about this. If I answer this, you'll think I'm a bot. I don't know about that. Honestly, if you don't answer it, I'll think you're a bot. What is your meaning of life? Or what do you think it means? If you can answer that, I will believe that you're not a bot. Let's get organized here for a second, shall we? Oh, I already have a filter for it. Fuck, did I put them all? Yeah, all these gotta go into their own thing. I actually made a folder for it. Let's put world. You're so quick. You're asking me this question on purpose like I'm a robot. Ha ha ha. You will not give me the answer? Well, the thing is, right? Humans would know what the answer to that question is, right? Because they're living. Robots are not. They wouldn't be able to answer it. One's already lowered. I wanted to look at the other one here. Gotta spell removal correctly first. Honestly, rock walls can probably just go to 6 seconds max, 3 seconds here. Removal duration. So 1.5 to 3. Relatively quick. Or watch my stream, you're getting a lot of information in it. Yeah, well, this is This is just debugging right now, not coding, but that's going to happen soon. I develop games. So I guess I play them, but more so in a professional sense, I guess. Fucking bridges. Gotta make sure they reset. So right here, we just want to make sure that this is deactive. We do not want the lighting to be on. I think also when we're resetting the bridge, like this is another thing that can happen here is collision can still affect the bridge. So what we might want to do is also go into our environment controller that we have. And when this is also reset, we should turn off collision as well, just temporarily. Go to our overlap. I think that's at the bottom. Yeah, right here. The thing is, we're actually resetting the gust event right here. But is this actually bringing back the collision box as well? I think this might be not moving it. I think it's just stopping it. Yeah, so I don't think it's actually moving the collision box back. Shit, I've added so much into this. Fuck, I really got to organize this a little bit better. Before, this was like a really simple actor with maybe like 10 functions max. But now it got a little bit more complicated. I just have to organize this into sections because we have the spawn point ones. It's great if you make games. So what games have you made so far? I've made games for like game jams and stuff, like horror games, kind of like speed programming, I guess. Because you get like limited time to do so, like 30 days. I think the longest one I did was like 2 months. So this is the longest tenured project so far. I mainly do this to teach people how to make games. Yeah, so this is what we want to do here. Reset gust collision location. This is what we want. Wow, that's serious brain lag. Here we go, round N. Reset gust event. I also want to do this. I don't think it matters the order. I'll try to watch your streams because your stream is such an amazing and a lot of information in it. Yeah, I'm just trying to help people with making a career change if they wanted to do so. I try to help people out if they want to get into programming and kind of show them it's not as intimidating. That's pretty much it. Okay, so we have this here. Move these guys up. Oh man, are you gonna ask me for my Discord? Don't do it. Don't ask me for my Discord. I know where this is going. Alright, go ahead and ask me. Don't let me down like this. All right. You know all that, so I don't need to explain much. Are you referring to the Discord thing? I don't know. If you typed like a paragraph or something, it may have just gotten like auto deleted and I just can't see it. Good enough. Okay. I actually want to try this without calling that one function to reset the lighting on the bridges and shit. Let's comment that out and live code this. So you're giving me your Discord so I could show you my work? No, don't let me down like this. I thought you weren't a bot. I guess technically you're not, but there's someone behind there that's just looking to sell me something. You're killing me here. What company do you work for? I want to figure out who's doing this. There's got to be somebody behind everyone like coming in and asking to like sell artwork and stuff. Now you got me curious about that. Alright, so we actually want to die to the event that's going through the map. Because we want to test to make sure that these bridges actually reset on death. Okay, show collision. So the box did reset. Did not activate collision though, so we do need to call that function. No man, I'm not a robot, but yes, I'm here to sell you my work, but if you don't need my work, then at least give me some feedback about it. This will make me very happy. You know how many people have joined asking to sell artwork? I kept a tally. Fuck. What is this? This goddamn error. Here it is, remove object. Something's causing this. We'll just call this. That's fine. Goddamn chaos physics. It's hard to tell, like, at what point it's causing that problem. But it only happens on geometry collections that we reset. You know what I mean? What a weird fucking bug. All right, let's test out this goddamn bridge thing one more time. All should be well on this now. Okay. All looks like it worked. Oh, I think I know what's causing the problem. So I'm gonna die, and then I'm gonna pause here. We're gonna keep this in mind. When we go to finish setting our collision, I think this is actually when the crash happens. We don't let the round actually start. We end the editor, or we close the editor when we, or like before we actually call like this function here. And we're not actually calling register and initialize physics proxy. And I think since we're not doing this, I think that's why it's having such a problem. So let's see if it crashes if I close it right here. Yeah, that might be it. That's all I'm saying. At least give me feedback. I will be very happy with your feedback. Please give me. I am no artist. I don't think I can provide that for you. It's gonna keep it real. You don't give me your direct. You don't give me your Discord. You just add me on your Insta, and I'll DM you my work. I don't even have Instagram, to be honest with you. I got no time for it. Yeah, so this is causing the problem here. So with that being said, let's try and mix this up. I wonder if I can call this before setting our physics. Fuck that song. We're gonna do a little bit of testing here. I'm actually gonna make a note of this too. Future me. Without registering to Physics proxy will cause crash. Looks to remove I think what's happening is, since we're not actually calling this register function, it doesn't know that the physics proxy exists yet. It may be something else, but I have a hunch that this is it right here. I highly doubt we have to call this function where we like let it know that we made a change to collision. But we'll see. I know you're not an artist, but I'd appreciate it if you could give me feedback on my work. Well, I don't have Instagram. And, I don't know if I feel comfortable giving you my Discord. Is there any way that you're able to recreate the art in chat through the use of emojis or hyphens? All right, let's see if we can cause that problem again. See, this is the shit that I like to test. Because we can find a lot of fucking problems this way. And this is really how you learn. It's kind of beating your head against something until you figure it out. And this is what companies pay you for. This kind of this kind of experience. Let's destroy this. Bridge collapse. Blah blah blah. We're gonna let our character die. We're going to pause and end the editor in between rounds. Okay. So this is a problem here, right? When we register, when we call this register function, by default, simulate physics is like true. So I wonder if we can actually call this and turn physics off. Fuck. Can I cancel that? I want to see if it crashes. It doesn't crash. Okay, so right, yeah. So my theory is actually kind of proving correct here. Allowing this function to actually get called prevents that crash from happening. It's a weird fucking bug. I'm telling you the truth. I won't leave here until you give me feedback. That seems pretty harsh, no? I will give you credit that you're very, what's the word I'm looking for? Persistent. But right now I'm trying to squash some bugs. I do not know if I have time to provide feedback for your artwork. But you're welcome to take some notes on how to work with chaos physics inside Unreal Engine 5 if you want. Because this shit is fucking brutal. Must be like schizophrenic or something. I swear I keep hearing shit behind me. Okay. I actually posted up this fix on the Unreal Engine forums last night, but I might make a quick video demonstration on how to do it as a video just for future reference if anybody ran into this problem. For the life of me, I could not find a single person that could tell me how to reset one of these. Everyone's like suggestion was just to respawn it, or like respawn the whole actor or component. I'm just like, that just sounds fucking dumb. Why is there no functionality built in just to have it reset? So we're gonna make that functionality. Okay, we turn physics off, it stays in place. Cool, cool, cool. Now what we're gonna do is let the round complete. We're gonna go back and see if it's still destructible. If it's still destructible, we are going to close the play-in session in between rounds, and if it doesn't crash, then we pretty much completely solved that problem. What a fucking mess. Yep, we're good. Works like a charm. Everything resets, I think. I think we're good. The only thing I have left to do on this map is just to kind of just sculpt in the pathways a bit. What I mean by that is we just get the sculpt tool and we just add slight compression to make it look like more 3D. Because we have a shitload of unused triangles right now with how flat this is. We can make it look 10 times better just adding a little bit of 3D. Little 3D touch up to it. Come on, man. Give me feedback. I also have to go to many streams to get feedback. Hey, well, I'm not the one to provide feedback like that. If you got code for me to look at, yeah. Artwork? You're asking the wrong person. My feedback would not be constructive to towards what you're trying to do. Alright, fuck it. Let's just finish up the touch-up shit. We'll move on to combat. Now your feedback has become a challenge for me, which I will take from here. Fair enough. All we're looking to do here is just make slightly uneven terrain. That was not good. A lot of this terrain actually is already uneven from before. But this is kind of fucked up. Might have to increase the tool strength just a little bit here. I don't know if we're getting enough. I've come to the right guy, and I know you'll give me feedback, and once you see my work, you'll give me a lot of compliments. I know. Now only two things can be done. Either you'll give me feedback and keep my heart, or else you will break my heart. Don't see feedback. They always called me a heartbreaker, so I'll leave you on that one. Obviously joking, by the way. fuck did this come from? Looks like I already modeled this. You can see that there's already compressions in it. Just did not do a good job at leveling the terrain here. Pretty bad. Yeah, that's probably all right. Let's say that my heart is breaking. Okay, time heals all wounds. One thing we didn't do last time was fix the transition between ramps. The fuck did I just teleport to? Yeah, right here. Some of these ramps have like a super jagged edge to them. Yeah, you can see some of the edges here are just like really jagged. Great. So this pathway is way too thin. Almost. I think it just might be the ramp right here. We artist girls come on your streams and just collect some feedbacks, but I don't know why you guys don't see artworks. I'm not an artist. I think when I used to work in the tech business doing like computer repair shit, I think my favorite thing to do was like to keep telemarketers and scammers on the phone for as long as I possibly could. And one of the tactics I used was when I knew it was a scammer, I'd say, oh yeah, let me just go grab my credit card real quick. And then I would put them on hold for, I don't know, 15 minutes or something, 10, 15 minutes, because at that point they think they got me. And then I would pick up the phone and say, oh shit, I grabbed the wrong one, be right back. And then I'll put them on hold again. And I think the longest I kept a scammer on the phone was 55 minutes. Until he finally hung up. And like, I think it was like maybe the 4th or 5th time I said shit, I grabbed the wrong credit card, and then he just finally gave up. Actually don't want this to lower down. Still want to keep like a ridge here. I know you are not an artist, but as a human being, give feedback as humanity. Well, I'm not a human either. I'm a game developer. Two very different things. High traffic areas will have a lot more compression to them. Hello, hello. How are you doing, JSK? What do you mean game devs are not human? Well, maybe I shouldn't speak for everybody. Humans usually see daylight. I don't. Unless we count the blue light from my monitors as an alternative to daylight. All right, I mean, the roads look a million times better. That's this one. You ever need more light, just full screen a notepad? That's the trick for me. Oh, dude, so true, so true. Full screen a notepad. Yeah, that's a good trick, actually. I might do that. Full screen a fucking notepad. Yeah, if I need to do tanning, I think I'll use that idea. Whoever you are, I know you have a good heart and a good heart to give me some feedback. I think you have a very skewed perception of who I am. Call it a trick or whatever, but you've made it challenging for yourself to get your feedback, and I love challenges now. Fair enough. You want to switch from Art to C++, you know, just whip out your Google Docs and take some notes. God damn it. That is not the point that I want to smooth from. Don't do me like this game. All the fucking flickering from the RVT in the material. Just this edge right here wants to be a fucking problem. Can I drop here my Discord and you add me? Wait a minute, I thought you said you didn't want to add me on Discord. Could it be that you're lying to me? You're a good person though, you wouldn't fucking lie to me. And the shit I'm doing just to make this one fucking ramp not look like hot garbage. Just for it to look like hot garbage anyways. What the fuck? I mean, that texture is just like super off. I mean, whenever I did this line work was not the fucking best. That also wasn't. This ramp just cursed to look like shit forever. Uh, the more times you deny me, the more times I will speak to you, give me feedback. I hope you like talking. You look like a good guy. I appreciate that. What kind of attitude do you have? You can't give me a little feedback? I may look like a good person. I think an asshole. But I'm glad my appearance gives off that that vibe. All right. I mean, we just gotta like push this pathway down a little bit more, eh? What the fuck? We're good. I don't know why I painted this pathway like this. And it should definitely be more of a funnel. We have two angles that we're coming in at. a little bit wider. Let's see here. Yes, I really enjoy talking to you and give my feedback again and again. Let's do something. You tell me your home address, where in the US you live. I'll take my portfolio and go there. I'll show you my work, then you give me feedback. Wow. So we went from like adding me on Discord to asking for my mailing address. Or my home address. Yeah, you know what? You sound trustworthy. Let me DM it to you. Definitely need to bulk this up a little bit. Damn. Just like so awkward looking. Or maybe it's just like something that I've been like staring at for so long, so I think it looks bad. Oh, I mean, there's like a fucking like lift like right there. You have left me no other way. What should I do? Now I could show you my work at your house alone. I am speaking so lovingly. Please add me on Discord. I will say you're making it entertaining. Usually the other ones just leave before we can have fun. think it just looks weird right there because of the macro variation in the texturing. Like a dark spot right on that edge. So fuck it. Worry about it too much. All you want to do is just get rid of the bumps from the larger angles. I think that is most of the bumps here. I feel you test my patience. Maybe a little bit. Come on now, won't you add me on Discord? I don't know about that one, buddy. Because in the beginning you told me you weren't going to do that or ask that question. Now I just feel like I'm being lied to. Yeah, so this is from when we actually added in the ramps here. Add you on Discord. That's your handle. I can't add people that lie to me. You lied to me. Ugh. The way that this ramp looks just not good to me. I'm gonna create a lip on the outside, smooth it down. Like we also need to pull all this down. Drop here your Discord and I'll add you. Can't do that. You lied to me. Thought you weren't like the rest. I think tomorrow I'm actually going to schedule the stream on YouTube instead of just like going live. I was actually like thinking about that. It'll help hold me accountable so I always start on time. We need music. Oh, is the music not coming through? Possibly not. I have like lo-fi playing. I just noticed it is coming through. Just really low. Yeah, let's see if I can change that. Is that a bit better? Okay, there we go. All right. Yeah, I think I had it turned down from last week. You wasted so much of my time. I'm sorry you feel that way. Have a nice day. You do the same. Good luck with your art. Hey, you're almost done. What are your plans for the game music and sound effects? So sound effects I'm actually creating myself. Music I haven't really thought about, but honestly, I heard of a program that allows you to create like orchestra music pretty easily. I say easily, but like if you understand like music sheets and shit like that, you can actually make your own music. I was gonna give that a shot and see if I can make some like cool music for the environments. The sound effects themselves, I'm using a website called freesounds.org for the sound effects, and I'll take the sounds into like Audacity and I'll edit them so they kind of like fit the profile of what I need. I think I did a stream where I actually showed that process and how I do it. That was a while back though. Share the program. Oh, for the orchestra thing? Yeah, if I can find it, I'll definitely share it. I'll actually link it in the Discord like resources thing. It was really cool. Some guy showed it to me a while ago. It's just I haven't looked it up in a minute because I had no need for music until recently. Yeah, no problem. I think we good to go. Man, Unreal kills my PC in landscape mode. Yeah. It can get really, really taxing. Like the best thing you can do is just like optimize like all your materials and shit and make sure you're not working with like displacement on if you're using it. What is my PC setup? I have a Ryzen 7, I believe it's a 3700X for my CPU, 32 gigs of DDR4. I have an AMD RX 6900. God damn, how do I forget the specs? And I have a 2 terabyte Samsung SSD and then like a 500 NVMe drive or a 500 gig NVMe. Should probably look that up actually to make sure I'm telling the truth here. Oh, why is it saying build data? Uh-oh. Alright, let's mirror. This over. Ugh, I noticed one thing. Yeah, let's just fix that real quick, shall we? It's like this little part right here. A lot better. Okay, yeah, not too shabby. All right, let's remirror this now. As long as it doesn't crash. Okay. Hi, I really love your work and I want to start watching the series you're making. However, I find the videos on your channel a bit confusing. Can you please guide me on where to start? Yeah, the unfortunate part is I started streaming on Twitch first, and that was probably like day 60 something, and I don't have the VODs from 60 to 95 or 94. So it's a little bit hard to catch up, But a lot of the work that was done previously, we actually ended up going over and redoing a lot of it. So I mean, you could start from day 97, but if you're trying to learn like Unreal Engine and C++, I have a couple like resources in the Discord channel that you can check out. I think there's like some beginner courses in there and some like intermediate ones. They're not by me, but they're by people that I've done courses or like learned from, I guess. And they were really good. So that's probably where I would start if you wanted to learn Unreal. But if you're looking just to like start this like series, day 97 is where it begins on YouTube. I think I have day 95 privated. But that day is, I think it's only an hour and a half long, and there wasn't really much that that I did in that VOD. Well, I guess there's like some lost footage out there. I think that is I think that's pretty much all she wrote for this landscape here. I think we just got to add like minor detailing and shit. Like just add like meshes and stuff around the map, like rocks and all that. And the map is pretty much complete. I'm going to be making a time-lapse video on this. I'm probably going to make one with commentary and then one without. The one without obviously is just going to be like a sped up thing where it's just like actually building the map out, placing all the shit, whatever. But the commentary one is going to be more of like an in-depth thing of the actual design process of it, not the art, like the art and stuff. It's actually going to be talking about like the placement of things, why I place things in certain locations, how I made certain features, why I made certain features, all that shit. So it's going to go in detail as to like things that you should kind of like think about when you're designing multiplayer maps and how to make things more interesting and create some really fun, interactive, and dynamic gameplay where the player's decisions actually matter for the most part. So as you can imagine, one would be significantly longer than the other. The commentary one is probably going to be, I could imagine, like 40 minutes. Something like that. Whereas the sped up one will probably just be like a 15-minute video or something. Maybe less, maybe 10. But I'll be working on that probably after playtesting this weekend. If I remember correctly, we have a problem with the new projectile system. Where the hell did I put? Here we go. This is kind of like my test area where I was like testing out certain features with the spline and the Niagara system. We can get rid of that. Put multiplayer on. Yeah, that's one of them there. It's actually applying the dot damage to the player, or to technically like my teammate. But it should just never apply it in the first place. So this is something else that we gotta address. There's like a lot of shit that got changed when we relocated the system to this new one. I'm also going to be taking out the current mana system, and I'm going to be redoing that entirely. It's still using the old architecture, which we pretty much gutted when we added in the radial menus. And I mean, I could like bring up an old build of this game, and it is so fucking different from now to like back in like February. Like a completely different game. Let's see if this works. I think it should auto place this on teams. Nope. I think I fixed my text editor resizing fully. Oh yeah? How long did that take you? Oh, look at this. Invalid spawn index team ID. Oh, it has horizontal scrolling too. That's dope, man. You just got to keep adding in the features like that. So what I'm assuming is happening right now is it is not grabbing the correct team ID. It has 255. It's not that optimized right now because the renderer is doing all the work clipping characters. Oh, yeah. But in theory, it could end up clipping millions of characters when it's scrolled unless I implemented some sort of caching. Yeah, that's where features like culling and shit come into play. When something's not supposed to be in view, it gets culled or like de-rendered, unrendered. But that sounds like a pretty big undertaking to create some type of culling feature for that, if it's not built in already. The fuck is my game mode? Game instance. Interesting. So the other game mode is using the same type of game mode, just a different blueprint, and it was able to auto assign players to teams, but this one is not. Huh. Interesting. I could wait with implementing it because it's a lot of text required to cause. Oh yeah. Yeah, it would probably need a lot more than what you currently have to cause any major problems. I guess it really just depends on like what the performance looks like when you profile it. Respawn player at team player start. I highly doubt it's because I don't have seamless travel on. Definitely not. I'm actually going to use the Ice Canyon game mode and see if that allows us to spawn in. It does. What the fuck? How much text should I profile it with? Oh, that's a hard question. So that really depends on how much text do you think the average person is going to be using with your, you know, application. There's a lot of factors that play into that because you also have like super like edge cases that would like break your thing. So you kind of want to go above and beyond. Like when I mean, for instance, when I'm like profiling network, like lag and stuff, I usually profile with like 200 plus ping, with like 10% packet loss. And that's like the extreme edge case of like terrible fucking internet, and make sure the game is still playable, even with that bad ping. I'm going to try an amount of text that makes other text editors lag and use it as my baseline on my machine. Yeah, that's see, I mean, that's a good way to do it. You want to like go above and beyond with that shit, because then you'll be able to catch any like edge cases that would destroy your program and kind of fix it before it happens, which is really important. That's why QA is such like a massive thing to have for any program. Which text editor has the best performance that you know of? Oh man, I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea. I've never really like compared the performance of those kind of applications against one another. So if I told you anything, I would just be straight up lying to you. All right, so I mean, this works with that game mode. So there must be like a setting or something in here. It's causing us not to spawn. Let's see here. Handle matches waiting to start. Begin play. Grabs all of the player starts. Yep. I'm just looking through like the logs that I have to see if there's anything that like really stands out as to why this is not doing this. Post login, new player, get player state valid. Assign player to a team. Current team is 0. 255. Assign new player skipped. So then it's setting it to a new team and it's updating them. Assigning the player 2, this guy, the other team. Initialize team data, add or create team ID. Yep, doing all that shit. It's initializing the scoreboard. That's weird. I gotta clear this again and look at this. Handle match is waiting to start. And then it's like it skips the rest of the shit. Oh fucking Christ, debug mode is enabled. Okay. It's actually really fucking ironic that enabling debug mode actually stops character from spawning. There we go. Okay, wait a minute. That actually worked. I swear last time we did projectiles that it just like broke. Oh, maybe it was like the lightning spell. It was the lightning spell. There it is. Okay, what do we got here? Notify target data ready. Okay. What is that? Invoker gameplay ability, line 411. This is what we need to fix. Four 11. You sure about that? Insertion field is valid. Okay, well, we're not going to trust that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to launch this in debug mode, and we are going to look at what, like, the exact line of code that this breaks at. Sometimes the Unreal editor likes to lie to us. Alright, well, this is launching. I'm going to go fill my water up. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. One thing I thought I was going to do is have an array of indices of where each line starts, since I don't use an array of lines, because right now it would do this processing more than once, and it's just not necessary. I don't use an array of lines because I'm using almost no additional memory. The array of indices would only be the size of the number of visible lines in the editor, so it'd process it when scrolling happens. Yeah, that makes sense. So you're saying like you allocate an array, let's say 32, like size 32, and that will display like each line. So like you have 32 lines available. And when you scroll, what it will do is it will just bump the array and push everything back. Is that what you're saying? I think that's what you're saying. Nah, I'm just gonna load up that mode again. Yep, Steam, subsystem, yep, throw in a fit, that's fine, normal shit. Fuck my images. There it is. Alright, what do we got? Body character. Data is null point. What? How is that possible? Yes, it'd be on the same array, it just get updated. So if there's like a ton of text on the first visible line, it'll look up where that first visible character in that line is and start there. And once the first character is no longer fits in the editor, fully cold, it'd go to the next line and then read the first visible character of that line. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That's definitely one way to do it. And then there's probably something that would do like bookkeeping, or when you scroll back into like the lines that should be visible. So there's like a couple things that we got to look at here. Data is null pointer, so like, how is that happening? I think this approach will be fast enough for what I expect the program to be used for. Yeah, I mean, that's also the thing you got to think about too. Like, what's the scope of the project going to be? And like, how much of the computer's resource do you need to eat up for it to accomplish its goal? This is kind of weird. The thing that's weird about it is the why is the data null point, or yeah, why is this null pointer? Technically should not be. This is a hit scan ability, but I'll need the benchmark to make sure. Yeah, I mean, that's always good too. To be honest with you, most people just like code and then they'll profile afterwards, depending on what you're making. It's just weird that data is null. I'm just going through my head right now of like, how that even be possible? Huh. I'm gonna shut this down just for a second and restart it. Assigned set by color called with invalid spec handle. Cannot get U invoker attribute set. Character attributes null pointer. Must be something in blueprints that I didn't set on the new character that's causing that problem. So I'm gonna have to start looking in there first. Using C++ is my favorite, because it means I could do more processing before it becomes an issue, and I can keep memory footprint lower just for that reason. I'd hate to code in any language that isn't C and C++ or Rust. Yeah, Rust kind of handles all that shit for you from what I've heard. I don't think I've ever tried Rust before, but every developer that I've ever talked to that works with Rust seems to be less stressed out, which is usually a telltale sign that it's a good language. Now, to get to that point, though, apparently it's really fucking confusing. So... I think it's just like a physical reflex for me to open up that map. I definitely did not mean to click on it. Okay. Wow, a lot of this shit actually is super old stuff. I really need to go back in and fucking clean this. Don't care about that. Oh yeah, this is when we had the character with rings. Damn. I mean, it does have our default attributes. But don't think it can be that. I wonder if it has to do with the ability itself. I mean, it is marked as a hit scan ability, which is what it should be. Nothing's jumping out at me from the blueprints here saying that this is a bad setup. I Activate local player ability. Blocking hit true. Gives the distance, and then it goes to create gameplay effect. Oh, wait a minute. Ability damage data. Is that it? I mean, here it is right here. Let me actually take a look at this. I think it might be pulling from a spell library that we set up. Oh, this might be the problem right here. Let's try it out. Okay. So blocking hit is true. And scan results. Also good. We're just getting false flags here. Okay, here we go. No, this is good. Grabbing everything. Ability widget instance. I don't know why it's grabbing that though. Okay. Yeah, so then this is null pointer. I think I ran into this problem before. Ability skill tree. Ability damage data. Oh, and since, okay, so the problem is more so stemming from the fact that we're not technically picking our classes, we're just spawning into the arena with them. Obviously just in the editor, like this won't happen in the real game. It is basically saying that we have something that doesn't exist here. But it does exist, just not being called. Yeah, so it's going into the game instance and it's grabbing this shit here. Ability skill tree. This is damage data, and it's grabbing it from standard attack ability damage data, which would be in the data table. Okay, I'm getting a lot closer now. I think I know where it's at. Ability skill tree data table. Yeah, here it is. Ability damage data. Nothing's set here, but for this one it's set. This one it's not set. Okay, so this is literally just from when we made the change over to the new system. So I don't even think anything's really broken. It's just some of the abilities haven't been set correctly yet, which is good news for me. Thank God. I did not want to go through and redo that shit. The damage effect. In the future, what we could probably do is have this default to something else. All I know is I'm probably gonna have to go into these abilities and reorganize a lot of the shit. Thank God that I put these logs in. Okay. Hey, where's handle made? Oh, right here. Damn. That's probably why I originally didn't do an if check on this. Just right there. Okay, so we're only using this to get the ability power of the character. What this looks like. We have to do this separately. Actually, do we? My thought process right here is we just want to have a fallback value for this, just in case we run into any other instance where we don't have this base effect set. Because we just don't want our shit to crash if we don't have this pointer not set. What else are we passing in here? Oh, damage effects back. Yeah. Wow, this is actually really important. So we gotta go in here to do this. And we gotta do some checks in here. We don't want to override this unless we have usable data. Not that. We want to make sure that that is good, and we also want to make sure that actually no, this is the most important one. I think the other ones, if they don't happen, is probably okay. And I just want to know if we don't have a valid gameplay effect. These two logs right here have saved me so many fucking hours worth of work. Repeatedly. Yeah, this is the only one that's going to cause a crash because when we're creating a damage effect, it needs to look at this specific thing to make it. And if this is null, it's actually going to cause our engine to crash when it goes to try to apply it. Because this right here, this data variable, will also be null. Which, I mean, to avoid that, I could just fucking do this. Being honest. all this shit right here, all this is doing is basically dictating if we are able to apply damage or healing to a character based on their team ID. All right, well, that should be fixed. I'm gonna wait for live coding to finish up, and then I'm going to apply these. I don't think we care about setting any of those other variables there. Do I have... No, I don't. That's fine. Yeah, I remember using a temporary placeholder for some of the abilities for their damage. Alright, I'm just gonna test out to make sure this lightning bolt shit works. And then tomorrow we're gonna be basically wrapping up the rest of the ability shit. Make sure everything works to get ready for the playtest this weekend. Character is fuck, my aim is okay. Yeah, character is taking damage. For some reason I think I have like Scorch just like one-shotting people though. Yeah. I think that's because one of the passive effects, or one of the passive trees that I did for it was like increased damage by 10,000% or some shit. Just to make sure that the damage was working from the class trees. Oh, I also gotta add... actually gotta take a note of that. I gotta add in the casting animation for auto attacks. It's not currently playing, is weird, but I'll do that. Turns out, with this much text, I'm getting issues with overflowing my variables in my function to render call the next text, or to render call the text. So I need to do things a little differently, and when those variables overflow, no longer calls correctly. Oh yeah, okay, that sounds like an issue then. That sounds like a bookkeeping problem. One day I'll go back in here and redo the landscape. One day. There went my plan to keep smaller size variables in my scroll bar to reduce memory footprint. Time to use 8 bytes. Oh yeah, it's gonna start racking up the more you allow for the more lines of text that you allow people to render. Holy shit. You can tell that I'm a bit burned out today. It's been a long 10 hours. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. A lot more coding tomorrow. Not much landscape or like design work and shit because the map is pretty much done at this point. We're going to be going in and coding in the rest of the fixes for the clash trees. So where's my lobby at? We're going to get all the clash tree shit fixed. And all the attribute stuff as well. Don't mind the mountain or my lighting. So a main part of this playtest is going to be testing out the not the combat features per se, but like passives and all of the attribute shit as well, which you can see the Tempest and Druid have no passive abilities whatsoever, so I got to make those. But they're really easy to make because all it is I just take a data table and I just like type in the name of the passive, what it does, and then it will automatically generate these icons for me. So it's like the whole workflow for it is completed. I just have to actually type up what they do. You should send a message on Discord when you go live. Looking forward to seeing the different abilities. Yeah, I'm actually going to schedule a YouTube stream for tomorrow. Probably for like 11:30 a.m. Eastern. And I'll show what the workflow looks like for these passives. By the way, I fucking love the sound of the passives. I don't know why it's so satisfying to me. Oh, I also have to fix the camera. Look at that. That's another fix right there. That's another fix there too. A lot of bugs. That's okay. They're not too bad. I thought since having an array of lines has some benefits and some downsides, for example, higher insertion speed, more memory usage, and having it all in one array that I do right now also has its own benefits and downsides. Slower insertion speed, less memory usage. Do you think a hybrid approach could work? So instead of each line being in its own array, it could be something like one array containing 10k lines. So the fastest way to do something is having memory be continuous. So like, as long as like the memory address is like in a certain order, your computer will be able to process it faster, because it just has to do with how caching works in your processor. So I mean, using like one array that has like all that shit in it would probably work, as long as it's not like an array of structs. Because if that's the case, then you kind of shoot yourself in the foot. A more efficient way of doing something like that is, let's say if you have data or like a struct that uses like a string and like a float, instead of doing an array of structs, what you do is you just create two different arrays and have them be one be a string, one be a float. And the way you actually iterate through it is just by using the indices to identify each one. And that way you have two arrays that are contiguous? I forget what the fuck it's called, to be honest with you. It's been a long day. But that'll allow the processor to extremely quickly move through all your data and process it. That's a good rule of thumb for anybody that's creating any type of data storage. It's the fastest, the most efficient way to store data. It's actually how ECS systems are used, or made. I probably just went on a rant there. So instead of each line being a... Okay, I think I already read that. Yeah, so I mean, having one array containing 10k lines, I mean, as long as the lines are the same type of variable, then yeah. Just don't make it an array of structs. Right now it's continuous, but after 50 megabytes I'd start having issues with insertion speed. Holy shit. That's a lot. On my hardware, at least. I mean, that's a lot of data. I mean, like a CPU's like prefetch is pretty good, but 50 megabytes, that's a lot. Like anything where your processor moves out of its like native cache lines, so like the one that's built on to L1 to L2 to L3, if it has to go past RAM, which I mean, that sounds like that would be stored in RAM, that's 50 megabytes. I mean, shit, that's like, I think like the comparison was like 1,000 times loss in performance if it has to go to RAM. Or no, that's hard drive. I think it's 100 times. You have 32 megabytes of L3 cache? Okay, yeah, I mean, prefetch could probably work with that then. 4 megabytes of L2. Man, 512 kilobytes of L1 cache. That is fucking crazy. Because I remember like the AMD Bulldozer CPUs, and I was like, hell yeah, like I have fucking 512 kilobytes of like L3 cache. That was L3 cache. You have 32 megabytes of L3 cache right now on your processor. This is kind of like off topic, but one neat thing about processors, but it kind of sucks, is we already bottlenecked like how fast a processor can theoretically go. Because if we go anything past like the current frequency that we have now for oscillation, it actually will just fucking melt the processor. the one thing that we're actually going into is we're improving prefetching, and we're improving cache sizes for our processor lines, which is huge. So we're kind of being intuitive by looking at different ways to improve speed by not necessarily increasing oscillation. But yeah, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. To answer your question though, yeah, I mean, like having it's like on a per application basis, having one array store all that data could be a good thing. If the data is like serialized to make it a little bit easier, but I don't know like what data you'd be storing on each line. That makes sense. So like, would it be strings per line? I'm assuming it's strings, right? Because you said text editor. Because strings are pretty heavy. Because like strings themselves are arrays of just characters. Unless you're using like raw character data. But yeah, it really depends. You know, I'm gonna keep it a buck though. I'm tired as fuck and I'm pretty hungry. So I think I might call the stream. Yes, right now I just have one string, 1 byte for each. Wow, wait, string's only 1 byte? Oh, character, okay. Okay, yeah. I was about to say, wow, that is fucking... I thought strings were a lot bigger than that. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, if you are going to go over that many like lines in your array, then it might be best to split them into different arrays. And then like maybe you can like organize them into not boxes, what the fuck is it called? Segments? No, I can't remember the word. I mean, you want to, you probably want to just do like segmented data at that point. So like after like, I don't know, like 100 characters or so, you would put it onto a different array. Because like right now, I think C++23 can handle, I think it's what, 128 kilobytes on their cache line? No, 128 bytes? 128 bytes on their cache line. Pretty sure it's bytes. I don't know. Tired. So as long as you like, you're under that, it should be super performant. But I wouldn't worry about performance too much unless it becomes like a really big problem and like it freezes your application. You're also using C++, so you can do multi-threading. Which can be super useful if your application's doing any type of calculations. But yeah, I will be on tomorrow, but I am going to go now. So if you have any questions, take note, and you can ask me in the morning. Have a good night, my friend. And to everybody else watching, wherever you are, have a great morning, evening, afternoon, night, and till tomorrow. Peace. Sounds good. I'll be on the lookout for it. See ya.